Hey guys, this is Avasa's phone collection. This is part 2 of the phone collection March 2024, which is the St. Patrick's Day special. So let's begin. Here's two Motorola Razrs. They both work, but this here is dead and this one doesn't have a battery. Here's a Pano P4100. This works but doesn't have a battery in it. Here's two Samsung's E1200Is, one in white and one in black. This one I don't know the carrier. I think this is on Vodafone, and this here is on TMN. They both work, but none of them have batteries in them. Here's a TMN EZ50. This doesn't have a battery. I put it in this phone here. Here's a Samsung Chat 222. This is locked. Here's two Nokia's 1208s. On the left is on TMN. On the right is on Vodafone. None of them have batteries, but they both work. Here's an Alcatel One Touch 3025X. This doesn't have a battery, but it works. Here's an Alcatel One Touch Easy. This is untested. Here's a mount test lighter from Samsung. I am not turning this one on. The battery is addicted. Here's a ZTE TMN EZ10 and a Wiko F100. Here's an Alcatel One Touch, I don't remember. Let me see real quick. $1066G. The inside is pretty dirty. Here's a Nasr G520, another from the first phones. Here's a Nokia 6080. This doesn't have a battery, but it works. Here's a Fujitsu phone. Here's an Alcatel One Touch. I don't remember this one here either. Here's three Nokia's 1100s. All work, but none of them have batteries in them. Here's an Telit AG GM 240B. This is untested. Here's a Nokia 210. This works. Here's a Zoom Key 6. This works. It just looks kind of copy of the Nokia 105 2017. Pretty weird, huh? But it works. I think it's from another country. I think it's from Spain. Or any other Spanish country. Because I got it in Spanish. Here's an Alcatel One Touch 255. This is on TCT Mobile. Along with the 10460, which is also on TCT Mobile. But I got them in different days. Here's a Nokia 5110 1997. This works, but doesn't have a battery in it. Here's a Hajnuk Global Handy. This is untested. Here's the Samsung E1150i. This works. I put the battery from this phone into this phone here. Here's the Samsung E1120. This doesn't have a battery in it. Here's the Samsung C180. This doesn't have a battery, but it works. It's kind of getting to act up somehow. Here's the Nokia 2760, the first phone in the collection. This used to work. Here's a tiny telephone. Here's a Nokia 1200. This doesn't have a battery. Here's a Motorola V980. This is untested. Here's two Nokia C101s. Here's a Siemens Gigaset, a Philips Dega, and a Nokia 3100. These two work, but none of them have batteries, and the Philips doesn't work. This one works, but just needs a power button. Here's a Nokia 2330 Classic. This is the one I got the battery to put on the Telit and the LG. Here's a Nokia 7070. This works, but I think the battery is dead. I don't know because it has no screen in it. Here's an Alcatel T265. This works. Here's a Sony Ericsson K750i. I like to call it as the quick share because it's quick share. Here's a Siemens C65. This is untested. Here's a Sony Ericsson J120i. Here's a Sony Ericsson W205. This works. I also got to work with the Nokia 2330 Classics battery from Nokia. This here. Here's an LG L3100. Here's a Samsung Star. Here's a ZTG X760 and a Sony Ericsson V800. This is on Vodafone and this is untested. The ZTE works but has no battery. The battery is bloated, so I had to throw it away. Here's a Nokia 2600 Classic. This doesn't have a battery in it. Here's a Samsung C270. This doesn't have a battery in it, but it does work. Here's a Sharp GX29. This is untested. Here's a Nokia C205. This works, but doesn't have a battery in it. Here's the Sony Ericsson T280i. This is on test. This works, just I need a battery in it. Here's a Motorola W375. This works, but it is dead and didn't get charged for a year at this point. Here's a Ericsson T20e. This is untested. I'm planning to get a charger on this one. Here's an Alcatel 1046G on T50 Mobile. This works. Here's a Motorola C350 and a Nokia 7360. This here doesn't work, and this phone here, the 7360, works but has no battery. Vodafone unlocked. Here's two Huawei G6s. Both work. I think only one of them has a battery, which I'm not turning on. Low battery. Here's a Rubicon G145, I think it is, on Telecel. This here is a phone that was never released, I think. Neither the internet, I didn't even get results on the internet. Maybe this phone was never released. Here's a Nokia 2680 Lite. This is the last of the dumb phones and doesn't have a battery in it. Here's my tablet and my consoles. A Caliph tablet and Select Line tablet, two Celebrity 3s, and the PSPs. All work, but these batteries of these two are addicted. These two are dead, and these two are dead as well. So now let's turning off the devices. Nah man, this has Google One, which I've never heard of. That's why I'm not turning off, because it's my main phone. Oh, this phone's battery is low and it's lasting very well. This had a pattern in it, and I didn't want to show you. So yeah, that's my phone collection for March 2024.